You know that closet in your hallway? The one you're afraid to open? If you're anything like my friend, let's call him Jackson, that closet is a graveyard. Inside, there's a dusty acoustic guitar with 3 broken strings. There's a Learn to Code textbook that still has that fresh, new book smell. And maybe, just maybe, a half-built drone that's been sitting there since 2019. Jackson calls it his hobby collection. But deep down, he knows the truth. It's a monument to quitting. We all know a Jackson. Hell, maybe you are Jackson. You start with fire in your belly. You buy the gear, you watch the tutorials, and for 2 weeks, you are obsessed. But then, the fire dies. The guitar hurts your fingers. The code gets confusing. And suddenly, scrolling on your phone feels a whole lot easier than practicing. Society calls this laziness. Your parents might call it flaking out. But neuroscience? Neuroscience offers a different explanation. And honestly, it's a lot more forgiving. See? Jackson isn't lazy. He's just an addict chasing a very specific high. When Jackson bought that guitar, his brain was flooded with a chemical called dopamine. It's the novelty molecule. Because everything was new, his brain was lighting up like a Christmas tree. This is the novice high. It feels amazing. It feels like potential. But here is the trap. Eventually, you learn the basics. You know how to hold the pick. You know a C chord. The mystery fades. And when the mystery fades, the dopamine shuts off. Hard. This is the moment Jackson puts the guitar in the closet. He hits the plateau. And without that chemical fuel, he stalls out. Now, here is where the story usually ends. Jackson feels guilty, calls himself a failure, and waits for the next shiny object to come along. But let's rewrite the ending. Let's look at what separates Jackson from, say, a master. It's not talent. And it's not magic. It's a physical structure in the brain. There is a tiny region in your head, right about here, called the anterior midcingulate cortex. Or, the AMCC. Think of the AMCC as your brain's grip muscle. Scientists have found something incredible. This muscle only grows when you do something you don't want to do. If you love the task, the AMCC sleeps. If it's easy, the AMCC stays small. But the moment you feel frustration, the moment you feel bored, and you do it anyway, the AMCC fires. It gets bigger. Jackson's problem isn't that he's weak-willed. It's that his AMCC is atrophied. He has never lifted the heavy weight of boredom. So, the second things get tough, his brain collapses under the load. So, how do we fix Jackson? How do we fix us? We don't need a motivational speech. We need a workout plan. We need progressive overload. Imagine Jackson is back at the guitar. He's been practicing for 20 minutes. His fingers hurt. He is bored. His brain is screaming, "Put it down. Go watch TV." The old Jackson would quit. But the new Jackson uses the 15% rule. He tells himself, "Okay, I want to quit. But I'm going to do just 15% more." If he planned to play for 20 minutes, he plays for 23. If he's reading 10 pages, he reads 11. That tiny gap, that extra 3 minutes, is where the magic happens. That is the rep that builds the muscle. It's not about becoming a rock star overnight. It's about proving to your brain that you are in charge, not your dopamine levels. And here is the beautiful part. As Jackson builds this muscle, something shifts. He starts to realize that boredom isn't a signal to stop. Boredom is just the weight on the bar. It's the sensation of the work actually beginning. So, look at your own graveyard. Pick one thing. Just one. Dust it off. And when you hit that wall, when the fun stops and the work begins, don't run away. Push for that extra 15%. That is the difference between a dabbler and a master.